I'm attorney Michael A. Naso.
And I'm not an attorney, Jonathan Bron.
We're here to give you advice to save you time, grief, and money. The first thing I do when I meet with new clients is to find out what activities they've got going on and what kind of insurance coverage they have.
Why should I care about insurance? I mean, I don't have any assets, man. I'm broke.
Well, insurance can cover damages if somebody gets a judgment against you, can pay for your defense costs, and pay for the court costs associated with a lawsuit. And insurance can prevent you from having to file for bankruptcy protection. Did you know that you can only file for bankruptcy protection once every 8 years?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Did you know that if somebody gets a judgment against you, they can garnish your wages, they can levy your accounts, which means they take all the money in your account out, and they can put a lien on your property?
I had no idea.
They can do that. Now you know. A good insurance agent can recommend insurance to you that you wouldn't even think you need, but you do. For example, everybody knows homeowners insurance will cover negligent acts that occur in a home. Most people don't know that a homeowner's insurance policy will also cover negligent acts that occur outside the home if it's not covered by something else.
I did not know that.
Did you know that renter's insurance, which is usually under $300 a year, will cover you for negligent acts that occur outside of your premises?
I didn't know that either.
See, a good insurance agent knows that. Most people that have homes have homeowners insurance because they pay for it to protect their home, but most people that rent don't have renter's insurance, and they don't realize what a big problem they have should they get sued by somebody. For example, we represented a man who was run over by a guy on a bicycle, and if the guy didn't have a homeowner's insurance policy, or if he was renting a renter's policy, there would have been no insurance to cover the damages to my client. Fortunately, this person had homeowner's insurance, and it covered all of his attorney's fees as well as a significant chunk of change that went to my client. So there's a good reason to have that kind of policy. Did you know that workers' compensation insurance can be required by law even if you don't have any employees?
I had no idea.
Yeah. Many real estate brokers have agents, and they don't designate the agents as employees. They designate them as independent contractors, and although that may be okay with the taxing authorities, you're still required by law to have workers' compensation insurance on them. And if somebody that was working for you as an independent contractor was to get injured in your office, and they hired a lawyer, first thing the lawyer is going to do is ask you for your workers' compensation policy. And if you don't have that, you have issues. Did you know that the minimum fine for failure to have a workers' compensation policy is a $10,000 fine?
Wow, I had no idea. It's really expensive.
Yes. Did you know that you could also get possible jail time for not having a workers' compensation policy when it's required?
I had no idea.
So now you know. Did you know that you should have a consultation with a lawyer or a good insurance agent prior to starting any new business venture?
Actually, I did know that.
How did you know that?
Because you told me.
Ah, nice to see you were listening. Yes, it's true. Before you start any business venture, or to do anything to do a business venture, you should meet with a lawyer or a good insurance agent and find out what policies should be put in place before you start doing anything. Why is this, you might ask? It's quite common for a former employer to sue a former employee who goes into the same line of business. The reasons for this there's a number of them. They sue for theft of trade secrets, theft of client lists, theft of clients. Even if you haven't done anything wrong, a lot of times the former employer will sue a former employee merely to stamp out the competition. And if the former employer sues the former employee before he gets his insurance coverage in place, there's no insurance coverage because it's a pre-existing condition. And that means the former employee is stuck with paying his own attorney's fees, his own court costs, and anything that he has to pay off the former employer to get rid of the action. So if he would have consulted with a lawyer or insurance agent and gotten the coverage in place before he did anything, and especially before the suit was filed, then he'd be covered. Many times the insurance companies will pay off a claim even when there's no coverage, because they're going to get stuck paying these defense costs that can be very, very high, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, before you do anything, consult with a good insurance agent or a good attorney that knows what he's doing. Okay, that's all for today. We'll bring you some more good advice for next week. Be careful out there.
See you next week.
See ya.